Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our live streams. I see all of our friends, Lori and Amy, Gretchen, Lisa's here, Carol, and I'm a little bit early. So tonight's going to be pretty quick. I have a really sick little kiddo in my house, and my husband's away with work and all that good stuff. So I'm the mom on duty this evening. And so I am going to kind of roll through the cards that you guys have seen so far. And then I'm going to do a quick card with some of our new stuff. And then I am going to sign out and I am going to go snuggle in the bed with my little guy. He does not feel well at all. I'm sure he caught, as Lisa would say, the Grugrachi at Disney World, because you know how little kids touch everything. And then, of course, he came home with whatever this is. So fun things. So yes. All right. So I am going to, and you can see I didn't put on makeup for you guys. We're all friends here. It's all good, right? We're just all going to craft together. So I'm going to go down to my desk view and we're going to roll through our cards really fast. Our sneak peek videos on YouTube did start today. And so a lot of these things that you've probably already seen in the sneak peek from today, we'll have sneak peeks tomorrow. Wednesday, I'm going to share like the paper and the wax and embellishments and things like that. And then Wednesday night, we're going to meet back here for our release party and have giveaways and all that good stuff. Same time Wednesday night as we normally meet, but I'll put out a reminder and everything for that. Okay, so let's go down here to my desk. And so while I was gone, I shared a couple little videos, and I shared one of Kelley's new stamp sets, or I created this card. This is from a stamp set, and Lisa's probably going to have to tell us over here because Love is a Rose, I believe is what it's called, but she can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's all of these beautiful like rose bouquets. I chose this one that has the books underneath it. I really liked this open book. And of course, there's a lot of great sentiments in that. And I've paired it with some of our new dies. These two little backgrounds that I've done here are layers I've cut with our new layering frames set. And so really pretty. These seem to be really popular with all the embossing detail and things like that. They just really make really pretty backgrounds for your cards. Okay, another one that I shared were the Lovely Layers Sweetheart Roses. And in the comments that I saw in the video, this seemed to be really popular with everybody. It's this really pretty, like layering, like little rose bush that's in this little urn or little pot. I used a new stencil. It's a 1-layer stencil, really ornate, really fine, lots of pretty details in this. And I love how this fits with our whole like vintage love feel of this release, because to me, it looks like vintage or old wallpaper or something like that. And then I have paired that with Have a Beautiful Birthday. That I believe is from Kelley's Love is a Rose stamp set as well. Lots of really pretty sentiments in that go with the images. And I'm going to be using the roses tonight with the Lovely Layers birdcage. I'm going to show you how I'm going to clip these all apart and we're going to arrange them on the pretty birdcage. So little sneak peek there. Our new 3D embossing folder. So this is called the Lace Heart embossing folder. It is a large 5x7 embossing folder. Both of our new embossing folders come with a coordinating die. So they come in a little bundle for you. You don't have to buy them separately or anything like that. So you'll get the embossing folder and then the die. So in this set, the die is the heart, and it's going to perfectly match and cut out the heart in the center. So you can see here, I have made 2 separate cards, just embossing that and die cutting it one time, and then added some of our buzzwords to that. So it made it just really quick and easy cards. It made it go really fast using the embossing folder and then the little coordinating die that goes with that. Okay, one of my absolute favorites, and I got so tickled in today's video if you watch that, but these are some of my favorites from this release. So it's the mini postcard paired with our red rubber background stamp. I'm also going to be creating and stamping with that tonight as well. We have a new, it's called Lovely Layouts. So it's a new line of dies that Melissa has come out with. And she's going to add like lots of inspiration and things to the website. So a really easy way to create different layouts on cards using the same die set. This kind of scrolly frame that you've seen me use quite a bit is from that Lovely Layouts set as well. So that plus our, let's see, postmarked stamp set. And this is the card that I created in today's video and had fun with that. I love all the postage stuff. And then of course our one of our new wax seals. This is a fleur-de-lis. And our wax seals in this release are really special because they are raised. So it gives you more of a 3D look instead of it being pressed down into the wax. It is raised up off of the top. So it's going to give you a lot more dimension there. Okay, our Lovely Layers Lovebirds. So, and you can see, those of you that have been around know I still have not fixed this little guy's foot. But I'm using the Lovely Layers bird cage. So the little swing or the little perch for the birds is part of the bird cage die set. I'm going to pull that out here in a little bit. And then I nestled the little Lovely Layers birds or lovebirds in there. And this little Swiss dot background is the other new embossing folder. So let me pull this card out as well because this uses it as well. So this is called the Eyelet Lace Embossing Folder. Again, this one is going to be 5x7 and it's going to come already with the scalloped die. So you can choose either to cut off your bottom here like I've done and layer that with pattern paper or solid colored cardstock or whatever you wanted to do. You don't have to die cut it. You could just leave this flat paper. It would be really pretty to stamp your sentiment right down here under all the embossing where you are left with just the flat cardstock. So lots of ideas there with the embossing folder as well. Okay, another pretty one. This is from the Blooming View stamp set. This is from Kelley Taylor. So you're going to get this really beautiful window. Lots of you had really great ideas about making this stained glass for Easter, using it different. Christmas would be beautiful with some Christmas greenery, all different things that you can do with the window. And then of course, you guys know Kelley Taylor. She always has the most beautiful florals, and this set is just like the others, beautiful roses. There's roses that can climb up the window, beautiful sentiments in that set as well. Then we have our bold backgrounds. Hello. Okay, are you guys still there? Pause for a second. Let's see here. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Yes, they're still. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties just for a second. Pause. Still here. Good. The camera switched. Yeah. I had a puppy dog walk by and trip over the cords. Okay. Pause for technical difficulties. Okay, hold on just a second. Let's see if this is going to work. There we go. Okay, can you guys see my desk again? Always when you're trying to hurry. I know. Okay. I'm hoping that flipped back over. Joining late. That's okay. We're just now getting started. And then we had a puppy cause furry. Thank you, Betsy. Furry interference. For sure. Okay, yes. So you guys are the best. Okay, so bold backgrounds. This is that beautiful die set that's going to come with the leafy cover plate, but it also has all of these, and I'm calling them like lovely layers type flowers because they really are. It's not like our traditional lovely layers set, but it's the flowers, the little blossoms on here are going to give you that same look. Just having a beautiful background to go on them. And you can use them, you know, I've used them on several other cards, just the little roses. So you don't necessarily need to use the leafy background. I would even clip pieces of this apart if I wanted little leaves and things on this, but didn't want to use the whole background. I would just clip it apart and use it like that. But this one is called Bold Backgrounds. The stencil that you're seeing in both of these cards is the Climbing Rose stencil. I believe I shared this card right before we went on our trip, and I made this kind of rosy background, use some of our new dies from the Lovely Layout posted set, and then added the little flowers and the Just For You. So lots of different ways that you can kind of mix and match and move everything around, pair it with some die cuts over here, you know, not use the background, use the background. So lots of different ideas with all the new things, really. Okay, and then let's get into this cutie patootie little mailbox. This is our A2 size vintage mailbox die set, and it creates the most adorable little mailbox. Has two different openings. So it has the little flap here that you can slip mail down in. You can open it up. You can use the opening for your handwritten greeting. You can put a little sentiment in there. You can fit a gift card down in here. So it's kind of whatever you wanted to do. And I added my big mailbox onto a big 5x7 card because I wanted to use some of our new pattern paper. And this is the same design as the big, nice red rubber stamp, what I'm going to use right now, actually. So I've got my little bowl of goodies here. So I've got my card base and some paper. Now this is that Lovely Layers bird cage. So this is the big bird cage that matches or goes with the little perch or the little swing, as I've been calling it. So all of these pieces, the bird cage and the perch, go together in one die set. And you can see here, let me get it held up here. You can see here that you're going to have the big ornate bird cage, and I'm trying to tilt it because I used like gold metallic paper, but there's different little pieces that you can add on to it. So this craft piece here is like the little wooden base along the bottom. There's a little door that's added. There's some little ornate pieces right up here. There's the little hook or the little place like it would hang at the top, but really cute little bird cage. And you can put your birds in it. You don't have to use your birds. I'm actually not going to put birds in here tonight. I'm going to do kind of like a vintage, kind of Victorian feeling card with the bird cage. Okay, so let me move this aside. You can see my little Lovely Layers Sweetheart Roses in there, and I'm going to clip them apart. I'm not going to use them like they come in the die set. But first thing I want to do is I want to stamp this vintage Flora background. So this is that beautiful red rubber that you guys have been seeing. This is Honeybee Stamp's very first red rubber stamp, and it stamps beautifully. I have to say, I've had so much fun using it. Beautiful background. There is some pattern paper in the new pattern paper pads that look similar. Well, it's the same design. It's just sized differently for paper. So this is my very first Misty. I mean, you guys can see how well loved this is, but I'm going to slip in some cardstock, and I have cut this out with that Lovely Layout posted die set, and I've used the largest die, which is A2 size, and I am going to set up my big beautiful red rubber stamp right over the top And then I'm going to close the door and hope that it didn't move my paper. Okay, so I'm stamping onto this really creamy, kind of linen-y color cardstock. So I want to almost do a tone on tone. I want this to be a little bit darker than the paper, but not so dark that it's going to take away from my little bird cage and my little roses and things like that. So I'm going to stamp the design in antique linen. So I'm just going to go all over the top of our pretty vintage Flora stamp. And this stamp has butterflies. It's got different florals. It's got pieces that look like old like ledger paper. Let's see here. I want to stick you down. Stay there. Some that look like little postage marks, like it came from the post office. It's got all kinds of different typography and all kinds of fun things on here. Okay, so I'm going to close the door here, make sure that it all lines up well. And because this has so much detail, I'm going to go ahead and use my little pressure tool here to get all that pretty red rubber to stamp right onto my cardstock. So let's see how good I did inking that up and then see what we get here. That's pretty. I'm going to give it one more little inking like that. And then let's close the door again. And I want to apply some more pressure right in there, right in there. And I'm going to go all over this. Just like that. Now let's see what we got. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, so let me pull this out. And then we'll take a look at it here. And then I'm going to close this back in here. Okay, now if I hold it up, you're going to see all that pretty detail. Now I stamped it in my Distress Oxide ink. And so if you wanted to stamp it in a black ink or something like a VersaFine or something like that, you're going to get that really deep, rich image. But I love it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I'm going to set this aside because that oxide ink is going to stay juicy just a little while longer. And then we're going to work on our little bird cage. So I've got my bird cage and I have my little roses. Now, these I made, and you can see I had a little leaf stick in there. These I made for tester pieces when I got the dies in. And I thought, how pretty would these be? Because, you know, you see old postcards and things like that. If I clipped apart these sweet little sweetheart roses and I kind of made some little kind of Victorian looking little bunches, and they really are sized perfectly to fit the bird cage. So I'm going to do a little bit of rose surgery here. Now let me show you. When you get this all cut out and all put together, they look like this. And here even is my little pot that I took it all out of. So this is how the Lovely Layers Sweetheart Roses come, but we're not going to use it like that tonight. So I'm going to do a little bit of surgery, like I mentioned. Okay, and then I am going to cut this guy. I'm going to cut here and here like that. And I'm going to cut this little guy off. Now, these were all glued down. So, I mean, if you were doing yours, you wouldn't have to do rose surgery, but we're going to do a little rose surgery. And I'm going to make this big rose kind of something like so, and probably trim this little stem off. And then I think I'm going to put him right up here. So he's going to go something like this. Are you guys seeing kind of what I'm thinking here with this little bunch of roses? And then this guy, you'll notice here, do you see where the roses right here are a brighter green? There's little layering pieces for the roses. And if I flip this over, you'll see where these are nice spots right here. So you know exactly where to glue down your little layering petals and flowers and things like that. So I am going to take this, and there's a couple little places where I want to cut. I want to cut right there. And then I'm going to cut another one right in here. And I'm trying to get the little scissors kind of right up under that little layering leaf portion. And then we're going to make a whole new little bunch out of that. So see what I have now? Cut off. And so I can make one that's kind of climbing up this direction. And then I think I'm going to cut this little guy. Do you guys do this with your die cuts, or do you use them? And I think I'm going to go and make this look like more of a kind of a little stem right there. Do you clip your die cuts and things all apart and rearrange them, or am I like crazy like that? And I think I'm going to do something like this effect, where it kind of looks like I've got a little climber here, and then we're going to have this pretty little rose bunch right up here. Let me cut this little stem off because I know I don't want him to stick out. And I'm going to look up and read your comments and see what you guys do with all your little die cuts. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I have it, but it's okay. Let me go here so I can talk to all of you. Okay. I always like to, try to figure out more ways that we can use all of our pretty stuff. Okay, so I'm going to place my stamped, my vintage Flora background that we did with that red rubber. I'm going to place it on green because I think it's going to tie in really pretty with the leaves and things. And then we're going to have our stamped background. And then we're going to add, if I can get it here, our pretty little ornate bird cage. And we're going to tuck the little leaves in. We'll kind of get the lay of the land here to see what this is going to look like. And then I've got a pretty sentiment. And this just says, "So very grateful." And I stamped it on the same cream colored cardstock. And I stamped it in the green that's going to tie in with the leaves. And then we can add it, we can add it anywhere later on. But this is kind of what I'm thinking. What do you guys think here? Stunning. Yes. Loving it. Yes. Okay, cool. So you guys are kind of getting my crazy brain here and where I was kind of going with that. I was like, I think we can make something really pretty clipping the little roses, the little rose bush apart, and then we can use it in a totally different way. Okay, I got to get my glue started here. It's been on vacation. So my family and I went on vacation, as a lot of you probably heard. We had a wonderful time. Of course, Sam came home with who knows what, a fever, stomach bug, what have you, who knows, because we call Disney the germiest place on earth. It's fun, but it's germy. But we had a blast. And I hope you guys enjoyed the little videos. I went in and checked to make sure that they were all running like they were supposed to, because you schedule those things and then just cross your fingers that technology does everything that it's supposed to do. And it looked pretty good. All right, now let's add our cute little bird cage on next. So I'm just going to add adhesive in a couple little spots, where we got these larger areas. So just a little dab will do me here, right in here, and then maybe right up there. I just need to let it grab in a couple of places. And then I'm going to rest this right in the center, right down here. Just like that. And I'll kind of eyeball it. And then when I get it where I want it, I'm just going to press that adhesive into place. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Lita. Yeah, no telling. We got him up to go to school this morning, and I could, when your kids are sick, like it was no bueno, no good. And so I thought, oh boy. And me being, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I used to be an elementary school teacher. So I always feel bad, like when you have to email or call when your kiddos are sick, but it is what it is, especially after we were gone all week last week. But so I had to, email the teachers and do all that. But this little guy, when this kid is sick, because normally he runs 100 miles an hour all the time, and he was not good today. It was not good today. All right, so I'm going to put that big guy, and I used a little foam tape to pop him up. Isn't that going to be pretty? And then let's arrange. These are the little leaves that I cut off of him. But you can see, like, when I tuck these in, how pretty they're going to be. And you're not even going to be able to tell, that they were all clipped apart, that we did some die cut surgery here. So I'm just going to let's nestle that guy in there. And then right before the live stream, I messaged Lisa and I was like, oh, this is going to be a quick one, because I don't know if any of your kiddos have ever had this, but he always has like fever dreams, and they're really bizarre. But I heard him crying, and he was having a little fever dream, and it's totally bizarre. And so I put him in my bed and got him all snuggled in there. And so he's okay right now. I'm going to cut this guy that had the little pot on him. He's going to go bye-bye. But I told Lisa, I was like, oh, this is going to be a quick one, because little man in there is not doing so good. Okay, so I'm going to stick him right down in there. I'm going to look up here. Did anybody else's have food? I appreciate sick children not sharing the jars. Yes, thank you, Roxanne. Yes, I always hate doing that, coming from an old teacher, but it is what it is. And we don't want to share the germs. But I especially hated it because we just got back from the trip, and I was like, I hate doing that, but we don't want to share with everybody else. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to put about right there, because I kind of want it crawling up the side. We definitely understand it. How old is Sam? Sam is 10, almost 11. But he's all boy. And so I know when we can tell immediately when he's sick, because his cheeks get flushed and his eyes swell, and he doesn't feel good. And, as a mom, it makes you feel helpless, because, you don't want him to feel bad and feel yucky, and there's only so much you can do, and it's not like a doctor's trip kind of sick. It was just, he just feels crummy. So okay, so I've got my little foam tabs there, and we're going to add this down, and I think I'm going to turn this little guy, I think we're going to put that like right in there, and we'll have those little guys kind of crawling up right of there, like so. And I don't even mind. I thought I might need to trim this off. I don't even mind that so much right there. I think it's really pretty, kind of crawling up the side like that. Okay, so now all we need to do is add our pretty little "so grateful for you" or "so very grateful" sentiment. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this sentiment came from Don Holslegel's new stamp set. Let me find it. I'll find it. I'll show you guys on Wednesday. But really, really pretty sentiments in both Kelley and Don's sets. So I'm just going to glue this down flat with my liquid adhesive, because we've got a lot of dimension here going with the, I kind of like it right around in here, like nestled just a little bit here with these little roses. Okay, there we go. Now we've got a really pretty, like ornate bird cage using the little roses. We used our red rubber. What do you guys think of that red rubber stamp? Let's see. I love anything bird related. Let's see. Hey, Don. Let's see. May at 13, I'll just grab wrapping paper and a cereal box for a school oh boy. Anything about have all of you. Oh, I'm so glad, Teresa. You're gonna love the little lovebirds. They're precious. Kelley and Dawn are knocking it out of the park. Thank you. Hey, Mindy. The red rubber stamp is stunning. We're so excited. And we were so excited about this red rubber stamp and how pretty it is. We're begging for more. So it won't be the last. It is very elegant. I think that this would be pretty with even, you could do different colored roses and even do a sympathy card. Of course, you could put any kind of the little birds in there. So many different things. This red rubber, like for backgrounds and paper and all of our postage and everything, I just am in love with it. Can't wait to get it's really pretty. Let's see. Yes, the background stamp is beautiful. Birds in the cage. I know, they're so adorable. These little guys. Aren't they the sweetest little things? And I've seen a couple of our design team members' cards, and you'll see them as they start coming out on social media and stuff. Somebody did little birds that are blue, but they look more like a parakeet. She colored them more like a parakeet. I believe it was Irene, or like a what is that? An Indian ringneck even. So if you don't want to do lovebirds, you don't necessarily have to color them like a little lovebird, because parakeets look similar to this and ringnecks look similar to that. So you could make it into any kind of little bird you wanted to. You can add butterflies inside. Exactly. Thank you, Alicia. Darling lovebirds. Yes, so many lovebirds. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to let Lisa give us our giveaway winner tonight. Don't forget, I'm going to be back on Wednesday with our release party, and we always do giveaways, go through the whole release, all that good stuff. So I hope that you will join us then. And I'm going to go take care of my little guy tonight. Our winner tonight is let's see here, Alicia and John Johnson. You are the winner. So let me tell you what to do. If you will email me at Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com, I'm going to send you a prize. As I always say at release time, it's the perfect time for a prize, because then you can buy new goodies, and we all love new goodies. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will give Sam love and hugs and tell him all of your well wishes. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.